We are joined this morning by Genesu Jessen, a survivor of human trafficking, and we're going to have a unique conversation this morning on Loving Living Local, something that we normally don't talk about. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited about the opportunity.
And first of all, tell us why you are so passionate about this subject to begin with.
That is a great question. I think often we find our greatest pain becomes our passion and our purpose. And I myself was sold into the sex trade by my grandfather at the age of 4, and then endured 14 years of all the drama and trauma one might imagine with repeatedly being sold. Until the age of 17, God provided for my rescue and escape.
Thank God for that, right?
Right, absolutely.
In past conversations, I've heard you say people knew it was going on in your life and no one helped you get out.
Yes, unfortunately, there were several points where intervention might have happened. My first grade teacher discovered some signs and symptoms, took me to the nurse, reported it to my mom, but nothing happened. There was a doctor that took care of me a couple of times over the course of my exploitation, did not intervene to stop it. A pastor, a law enforcement officer, all had some degree of awareness, seeing the signs and symptoms, but did not intervene.
That's why it's so important that we have this conversation today.
Right.
So first of all, as a parent, I know we're both moms of 3 children.
Right.
What do we look for as a parent? What do we need to know?
What we need to know is that children really are these resilient, fierce creatures, and they have the capacity to survive unthinkable things. And when they get in a situation that is scary or hard or challenging, their brain often will compartmentalize it so that they can continue to function as a child in the world around them. So a lot of times when something scary or hard happens, they keep it a secret. And so the best thing that I think parents can do proactively is to have lots of conversations with your child about what safety is, what autonomy is, that they have a right to their own body, that nobody else is invited into their space, with videos, with pictures, with hands, that there's places that shouldn't be touched, and that it's safe to tell the parent or a trusted adult if something's happened that made them uncomfortable.
And when is it too soon to start having these conversations?
You know, formerly I was a midwife by trade, and I taught my kids terms for all their parts when they were learning to talk. And so I started building into my children from wee little bitties, you know, if you're at a family gathering and you don't want to kiss Aunt Ruth, you don't have to kiss Aunt Ruth. Like, they have a right to say yes or no and to their own space. And so teaching them that they have a right to their own space, but also the appropriate terms for their body without any shame, so that they can really own that.
That's wonderful advice.
Yeah.
I also think some people just believe that sex trafficking is not happening in our community. And that is not true.
It is not true.
It's happening to children all around us.
It's happening to children all around us in Colorado Springs. I grew up in southern Missouri, which was the buckle of the Bible Belt. And in fact, it's happening all around. The children that are in our communities, especially children that have experienced foster care, have some disruption in the family, have experienced homelessness, are particularly vulnerable. But a lot of these kids are going to come, Jennifer, like to your house for birthday parties. You know, you have whatever age your kids are, you have a birthday party. If you look around your room and you count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, chances are every 3rd child will experience sexual abuse before they reach the age of 18. And sexual abuse then is the gateway of vulnerability for children to be trafficked. And so just that awareness.
And then what can I do as an adult if I'm concerned about what's happening to a child that's maybe a friend of my kid?
Yeah, that is a great question. I try to build relationships with the children. If I suspect something's going on, in a safe, not creepy way, with the children, that they're seen, that they're known, that you're safe here. And when I'm doing that, then often they will start to disclose things that make them feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
And then I can empower them to tell their safe, trusted adult, if it's a parent, if it's a grandparent,
A teacher,
a teacher,
someone in their life.
right.
We could continue this conversation all morning.
On and
Jenny.
on.
On and on. Thank you so much for sharing your story of survival. It is such a pleasure to be in this room with you, and keep up your efforts because they are certainly so important in our community.
Thank you so much.
And for more information, check out our website, fox21news.com.